We are just about set and ready to go. The second edition of the Nippy 50. It'll be Brandon Shepard and Bobby Pierce as they work in a 3 and off of 4. You see the All-Star Performance start zone. $15,000 on the line. Shepard, Pierce, Shirley, Thornton, Green's out. Who's it going to be here tonight, J-Man? Here we go.
I will watch him on down the back straightaway. Look at here. It is a smooth operator. Going to go in front of B-Shep down into turn number 1 and turn 3 and 4. RTJ back there to the number 3 spot. Shirley right there. Side-by-side action here as we complete lap number 1, Jason. It's going to be Thornton and Sheppy right side by side.
Thornton with a good look to the inside of B-Shep there for the number 2 spot. Looking to slide and glide right up to the top side as he'll look to reel down your race leader. And the eyeball test is that he's doing so as we work across 2 scored laps.
50 laps the total distance here tonight. Ricky Thornton Jr. going to battle early with Brandon Shepard. Shepard going to work through the middle. So does Ricky Thornton Jr. Shirley behind of them. Then there's Bab and Garrett Alberson in a good battle for that 5th spot.
They'll fan it out 2 and 3 wide, getting down there into turn number 1 and 2. Off of 2 and down the back straightaway to the west end. You're going to see it right there. Albertson to the bottom. It will be Bab up on the top. Bab going to try to knock up. We are now under the caution flag. Midwest sheet metal caution. Holy cow. We have got, I know what Wade Onger would call that, but I'm going to call it a parking lot. You got, let's see, we got Simpson's up there. We got A-Goods there. You've got Dylan Thornton. He is up over the top. Bob Gardner involved there. Not sure exactly what happened down there in turn 3 and 4, but it's a you-know-what mixture down there.
Rick would call it a Waffle House.
Yes, he would.
Splattered, smothered, and covered, something like that.
I tell you.
A Waffle House.
A guy that I wish was still with us.
Over in 3 and 4, yes. So replay coming up here on Flow. You see some of the hats off already. It looks like 25 is Simpson. The speed shot for the high side hustler, I believe, is going to be your first replay. It's going to be off the front straightaway. Oh, there it was over in turns 3 and 4.
Like, what is that? That's a 10 car, your quick qualifier.
Aaron
Group
Klein,
B.
maybe?
Yeah, Klein got sideways.
And now Jason Fager's view. Yep. Evasive action. Wow. Man.
Bad spot to be a 25.
Yes. So we'll have to watch, see if we can get the other replay.
So you see Wrecker Cruz over there. Wrecker Recovery going to grab the front of 38T of Dylan Thornton. Tough break for that young
Jason
racer.
nailed it. 3/4 right there, just right down the drain, out of the pocket, into the, man, Simpson, A-Dog.
Yeah.
Now a slowed up replay.
Kaiser Manufacturing replay going to see. Watch the bottom of your screen. You're going to see the 10 come in. He's already sideways. Then Unziger, or no, that was the first 25 of 825s to spin out.
I think Simpson started it there. Maybe.
And then you just watch guys go over the top, taking evasive action.
And it doesn't look like Fager has too much damage. I think
no, it just
should have missed them all.
It's just one of the things, the 10 car just getting sideways, of course, like we said right there, Darren Klein, and just nowhere to go. The racetrack narrowed up very, very quickly. And, you know, like we say, big boy, when these short little bull rings like this, when it happens fast.
Right now. Looks like the worst of the damage going to go to the 38T, Dylan Thornton, as he's going to need rhinoplasty work there on the front end of the 38T machine. A-Dog's got...
As they work on Alan Weiser's machine. Oh, man. Ricky Thornton Jr. stops.
So Ricky Thornton stopping down there, talking to officials.
See if Pete Kitty maybe can get us an update down there. Patrick, yep, sorry. He's got his running shoes on.
Oh, look at there.
Patrick on the move.
Yeah, he is on a full speed
Kitty's on the prowl.
Yeah, Kitty's on the prowl.
Good looking shirt right there.
Transponder.
Receiver, it looks like.
Receiver trouble.
We'll let Patrick verify that.
That's exactly it, Mike Norris. They're swapping out a battery on the receiver, so just making sure that Ricky's got good communication with Mars officials, so no major issue there. But another note, looked like Chad Simpson, he was pushed off the racetrack with his helmet off, the 25 for the former MLRA champion and Corn Belt Class champion. His night is over early.
Yeah, 6-time champion of the Corn Belt Clash. Of course, a former Mars
Yes.
champion as well.
Man, it's a good old-fashioned West Boone Van Cannon yard sale over there in turn 3 and 4.
Okay.
You got to be, if you're from West Boone, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So it is going to be Bobby Pierce, your race leader, Ricky Thornton, B. Shep, Squirrel, Bab, Albertson, and then from there it looks like, Ricky Thornton there getting his receiver fixed, but I don't think that Dylan Thornton's going to get any receiver help. Get that right front junked up in that thing. Tough break, like I said. What a career he's had. You know, he's a IMCA stock car, IMCA modified, and an IMCA late model Super Nationals champion. Did the late model and the modified last year. You know, book-ended Super Nationals with championship runs, getting the late model win on a last lap pass over, you know, like 782-time IMCA late model national champion Corey Dumpert, and then comes back on, has problems in the mod, but comes back and gets it done in the stock cars. So I mean, future's bright for that kid.
Patrick?
Yeah, one driver to kind of keep it on here is on a move early, and looking at my race pass timing, Jason Fager up to 15th. He's already up 5 spots, a defending Mars Series champion. And with that accident, that'll shuffle out a little bit more. So early on, one of your movers and shakers is the high side hustler.
Well, very good. Thank you very much, Patrick. Great work down there, getting it all sorted out. They came down to the Woods Basement work area very fast.
Yes.
For you. I want to thank everybody in the Woods Basement work area. Fix it forever with Woods. Again, get a free estimate. Go online, woodsbasementsystems.com. Woods, the all things basement tea experts. Dry up that wet basement or crawl space. You know, in the spring, got to get that job done. So thank you to Woods Basement. And thank you for the Woods Basement work area 4 in the books. 46 to go, $15,000 to win. A beautiful check, trophy, and the second edition of the Nippy 50. Long ways to go, but we have the best 2 drivers in the country up front.
Oh, yeah.
How about that? Bobby Pierce, Ricky Thornton Jr.
1, 2, 3.
Well, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of like I always say, you know, when you have a race like this and you've got the quality we've got here, that low-hanging fruit means nothing, because there is so much out there as we get ready to come back to the All-Star Performance Restart Zone. We're green flag.
Fixing to get fun. Bobby Pierce going to jump out to the race lead once again. Brandon Shepard going to dive down to the inside of Ricky Thornton Jr., Bab, Shirley, and Albertson right there down the back straightaway. Brandon Shepard going to look to the inside of Ricky Thornton Jr. Pierce up on the high side. Thornton in tow, but here comes Shepard. Here comes Shirley. Jason.
Squirrel with a good run to the inside of B-Ship. Going to take him 3 wide off of turn 2 as we stair-step him down the back straightaway. Ricky Thornton Jr. with a head of steam, trying to run down your race leader, but a good battle for spots 2, 3, 4 on the speedway.
They'll hurry it on down there. B-Shep on the outside. The Squirrel down there at 11 and squeezing on the tires. They'll work off a 2 and down the back straightaway. B-Shep to the outside. Going to bring that Valvoline V5 back to the top of the racetrack. Oh, he bobbled a little bit right now. Look at Shirley. Shirley's in the move. Now Albertson and Babber side by side.
Good 2 battles right there. Shirley and Shepard, Albertson and Bab. The crossover from Brandon Shepard down the back straightaway. Shirley now going to go to the top. Brandon Shepard down to the inside. They're going to work side by side as they try to track down Ricky Thornton Jr. 2, 3, 4 right there on flow. 42 to go.
Shepard chucking him up over his shoulder and getting to work on the inside of Brian Shirley as we hustle down the back straightaway. We'll come to it this time. It'll be 9 laps scored into the books. 41 laps to go. Bobby Pierce, Ricky Thornton Jr., Brian Shirley, Brandon Shepard, Shannon Babb, your top 5.
You know, on these long races, even though we're on a little short racetrack, these guys are just patiently waiting. You know, they always talk about on these longer races out here, you got to be there at the end. Everybody you might be in a little conservative mode. You've got your place in the spot, but like now Albertson's like, you know, I know Babb can be good at the end. I got to get around him. He'll hustle it on in there and watch his great battle between the 18 and the 58.
Garrett Albertson going to dive down to the inside. Shannon Babb to the outside. Going to work door to door for turn number 4 down the front straightaway. We got 11 in the books, 39 remain. Good side-by-side battle. It's still Bobby Pierce, Ricky Thornton Jr., Brian Shirley trying to close in on them. Garrett Albertson again, going to dive down to the inside as Shannon Babb. Babb still going to hold that 5th spot. 6th is Albertson, 7th Simpson. Then it's Gustin, Ebert, and Stewart, your top 10. Bobby Pierce in command of the second edition of the Nippy 50.
Battle on the speedway right now, 5, 6, and 7 on the screen. Albertson's changed lines to the top side. Looks like that's the consensus pick. We want to be on the momentum line here around this quarter mile. as we work them back to it this time. It'll be 36 laps remaining, nothing inside of your top handful changing, but your race leader is starting to work his way towards lap traffic off of turn 2 down the back straight.
Look at this. Feggers on the move. He gets around Bob Gardner. Gardner there will go on board with Feggers as we work Derek Stewart back there and the one-man band Dennis Erb in this one. Great battle back there as it is going to be for 10, 11, and 12. Now it'll be Derek Stewart up off the racetrack. Gardner and Erb are going to get around him. Feggers kind of married there up on the top side as they hurry him on in. Bob Gardner there in the 4G is a plus 11. He's moving, shaking, and chocolate cake bacon.
Got Jason Feger right in front of him, so the 2-5 and the 4. Little Mars flex for you right there. Great job, Bob Gardner. He's moved 11. Jason Feger's moved 10. Justin Duty behind of them has moved 4, 7 from 21st to 17. That's Pierce, Thornton, Shirley, Shepard, Bab, your top 5. We'll see if Ricky Thornton Jr. slowly starting to close in on Pierce, but just as I say that, he gets one wheel off the track, but here he comes, Jason. Ricky Thornton Jr. as they work through lap traffic, trying to close in on the 32 of Bobby Pierce and repeat as the Nippy 50 champion.
Ricky Thornton going to take a look to the inside, trying to gain a little bit of real estate. It was 0.942 seconds, the split between your top 2 cars. This time by the gap has widened to 0.970. Bobby Pierce putting on that 100-meter kick as he works down the back straightaway this time by. It'll be 20 laps scored in the rears, 20 down, 30 to go. Bobble there from your race leader.
About backed her up off the top as the top is starting to get thin again. That's going to let RTJ move it on in as they hustle it on down there. You see Bab and the 58 machine. Now the 32 is Simpson of Alberts. There you've got the 18 of Bab there. They'll battle it up. On your right side, on your left side, the 32, the smooth operator, has got Gundaker down there. Going to put him a lap down. Gordy's coming back. Now these guys are racing for position right in front of your leader as they want to keep trudging forward. Ricky Thornton is getting hungry.
And Justin Duty right through the middle of the Speedway, a Rookie of the Year a year ago. Bobby Pierce and Ricky Thornton Jr. Justin Duty not going to let him go by. It's going to allow Ricky Thornton to gather him in. Thornton going to go high. Pierce going to go low. They race into 3 and off of 4. Ricky Thornton Jr. thought maybe he had some issues. Pierce still going to hold the race lead. Here comes RTJ on that outside. Can he make it happen? Down the back straightaway. RTJ on the move, Jason.
Ricky running him down as we work down into 3 and 4, hanging on to that momentum line. Bobby's mired up in lap traffic. It was 0.84 the split last time by. We'll check live timing and scoring. Just a half a second. It's 0.561. Here comes Ricky Thornton Jr.
Down into turn 3, RTJ can see that he is going to catch that 32. The speed chart doesn't lie. The transponders don't either. The eyes tell you he's coming. We are at the halfway point. Flags are crossed. Bobby Pierce to the back of Gordy Gundaker. Gundaker's down on the bottom. You see it. Ricky Thornton right in the tire tracks. They bobble in the same spot. They're in the middle of 3 and 4, and that time pulls away as Pierce still your leader.
Yeah, great shot right there on Flo. As they pan out a little bit, you can see everything that's going on here at Maquoketa. Cars running on the bottom, on the top. Man, things getting a little rough up there at the top of turns 3 and 4. Pierce, man, Ricky Thornton again bobbled. Can he run down Bobby Pierce as they navigate lap traffic? Gundaker, now Spatola goes a lap down. 22 coming up, 22 laps to go. On your right screen, a good battle, Ryan Gustin and the 18 of Shannon Babb. That's the battle for that 6th spot. On the left side, battle for the race lead. Here comes Ricky Thornton Jr., Babb, Gustin, Thornton, Pierce. Pick a battle for the race lead in the Nippy 50, Jason.
We got a banger working towards the stripe. Last time it was 0.6 of a second, the advantage for Bobby Pierce. Now he's worked to the bottom side. Here comes Ricky Thornton Jr. going to roll them down the back straightaway. Ricky hot on the top side, trying to work through that chuck hole. Keep the right rear glued up. 20 to go this time.
Oh, pucker it up on the top. He doesn't lose any ground. Here comes RTJ. Ricky Thornton through the hay-diddle line on the bottom. Bobby Pierce right there. RTJ going to hustle the outside of the racetrack. Lap traffic is big, bold, and beautiful. But it is now that time Ricky Thornton losing a little bit of ground. And look at him just hammer the top of the racetrack.
Here he comes down the back straightaway. Going to have a race run for the race lead. Problems for Justin Duty is off the track. Will we stay green? Bobby Pierce down to the inside. Ricky Thornton Jr. for the race lead. Maquoketa, the Nippy 50. All of a sudden, it's a good one. Thornton, a slider on Pierce. Does he let out of the gas? He does. Pierce still going to have the race lead. They race down the back straightaway. Bobby Pierce down to the inside. RTJ, can he grab the race lead through lap traffic? Not yet, Jason.
Ricky's got the hot rod. Will he get the advantage line? He'll work to the bottom side as we hustle down off of turn 2. There's cars racing side by side in front of your race leaders. The layover flag on the speedway letting them go. There's a race going on. They're not a part of it. Here they come again side by side. Bobby still leads the way.
They'll hurry on down to the east end of the racetrack. Ricky Thornton now has got there. Oh, man, your lap car in the back of the race leader. It ain't your race. It ain't your place, Derek Stewart. You gotta let him go. Off of turn number 4. That time, Bobby Pierce up the racetrack. Here comes RTJ. Ricky Thornton Jr. to the bottom. Opie's right there. He has got the best seat in the house, Mike, for this battle for the lead.
They'll come back with 14 to go. Ricky Thornton Jr. going to try to close in on Bobby Pierce up on the high side. Pierce has navigated lap traffic perfectly, that slide job, and now the top side is open as they race off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, Pierce, Thornton, Shirley, Alverson, and Shepard, your top 5, as Bobby Pierce tries to stretch it out. 13 to go. Jason, can Ricky Thornton Jr. run down Bobby Pierce in the final laps of the Nippy 50?
Last time down to turn 3 and 4, Ricky Thornton Jr. went a tick tight right through the center of the speedway. Now we're nearing a second gap on the split your top 2 cars. Bobby Pierce reeling away, but lap traffic cars right there. Ryan Unzicker going to be the next up on the hit list as we work to a dozen laps to go.
Unzicker lays down in the bottom. Bobby Pierce going to reel him on in down the back straightaway. Ricky Thornton last time was 9/10 of a second back the deficit. It will be the 32 of Bobby Pierce. Now you're going to see Ricky Thornton that time lost another 10th. He is almost a 1.1 disadvantage. You got to be wondering, is he backing up just a little bit, saving things so we can get up there and tickle the back of that 32 with 10 laps to go.
10 to go in the Nippy 50 for $15,000. Man, they're really getting a little tight up there in 1 and 2, the same in 3 and 4. Down the back straightaway, they come back with 9. Ricky Thornton Jr. trying to gather in. Boy, Bobby Pierce cowboyed up through the top side here at Maquoketa. Ricky Thornton Jr.'s got to give it everything he's got if he wants a big haul and go back to back in the Nippy 50. Down the back straightaway, he's starting to lose touch with Bobby Pierce. Can he close back in? Here he comes, 8 to go.
8 laps remain. We're slamming and banging through the hole there on the top side. It was 8/10 on the last pass by. Bobby Pierce trying to hold off Ricky Thornton Jr. Their ebb and flow back and forth. Ricky will reel in a little bit of real estate. Bobby will take it back. It'll be 7 laps to go this time. Bob will check the split one more time. It has stretched out to 0.939 seconds, nearly a 10th to gooder that time by.
Down the back straightaway, we'll watch the 32 of Bobby Pierce. Boy, he is true to that line on the top. Ricky Thornton, the last couple laps, has moved down a lane. He's moved to the bottom, trying to see if there's anything there with 6 laps to go. Off of 2 and down the back straightaway. Bobby Pierce, your leader. Boys, this time it's a handful. 4 fingers and a thumb. 5 laps remaining in the Nippy 50.
And Bobby Pierce has got the fishing pole, or excuse me, Ricky Thornton's got the fishing pole out. He's got him reeled in. Can he land a lunker? $15,000 value. Ricky Thornton Jr., Bobby Pierce gonna settle it with a Nippy 54 to go. No, Ricky Thornton off the track. Bobby Pierce moving on, but Thornton will come back on, but he lost wholesale ground. 4 to go.
Tough break there for Ricky Thornton Jr. without a caution. That's gonna do it. Bobby Pierce skating away 2.064 seconds and gaining here as we work him back to 3 laps to go. Bobby, Ricky, Brian, Shirley, Garrett, Alverson, and the Reaper, Ryan Gustin rounding out your top 5. It'll be 2 to go.
You know, right now, Ricky Thornton Jr. is devastated. He's like, man, I was right there. He runner up off the top. He will try to chase him down, but Bobby Pierce has got about 15 car lengths the advantage. They'll hurry off of 2. Down the back straightaway. Into turn 3 and 4. Mike, white flag is out. Bring us to lap number 50 at the Nippy.
Here in the Mars Championship Late Model Series as he works into turns 1 and 2. Ricky Thornton Jr. charging hard, but he's going to go back to back. He won last night, the opening night, and he's going to collect $15,000. Bobby Pierce wins the Nippy 50, presented by D&E Outside Services. Ricky Thornton Jr. going to come home second. Brian Shirley going to come home third. Garrett Alverson fourth.